Hey, guess what, everybody? We cracked $1,000. In fact, we're over $1,200 right now and counting, which means that I'll be bringing in $100 worth of food to BostonWarm over the next 6 weeks. Hey, everybody, we cracked $1,000. You did. So I just want to thank you all for your generosity over the past few weeks and helping out the good people at BostonWarm and in providing over $300 worth of in-kind goods. An awful lot of you dropped off Long Johns here at my house, which I've been bringing in every week. And based on our remaining balance in cash donations, I should be able to bring in roughly $100 worth of food each week to the shelter at Old South over the next 5 or 6 weeks that BostonWarm will remain in operation. I'd love to thank each one of you personally, but there's too many of you. I would point out that we have had donations come in from 5 or 6 different states and even overseas. I've been really touched by some of the eye-popping donations that some of you, even lawyers, have given, but I'm equally struck by the amount of smaller donations. Excuse me, I know that for a lot of you, coming up with $10 to $25 requires some thought. Every single dime was very much appreciated. I would like to cite a few people, however, in the hopes that you'll continue to support them as a result of them having supported this effort. That includes Rob at the family-owned Army-Navy here in Stoughton, Leo at Stoughton House of Brews, who in addition to some other significant contributions also gave us a gift card for which we'll be doing a drawing probably over the next day or so, and State Representative Lou Kafka. Each one of them deserves your support. I'd also like to mention Adriana Gomez, a colleague of mine at New England Law, who's doing a similar project called Boston Frozen, in which she's attempting to put shoes on people's feet. I find it really, really significant when students come to town and take on the role of trying to help people in the community that's helping to educate them. And I think that the education you receive in projects like these is of far greater value than anything you're going to learn in the law school classroom. Thanks, of course, especially to Kate and Rebecca at Old South for all that they do. They're in there every day doing the grunt work. And I really appreciate the fact that they're giving us this opportunity to help our friends in Boston during what's been a brutal winter, to put it mildly. I have to tell you, it's really something when you walk in there at 9 o'clock in the morning, right after the shelter opens, and there's already upwards of 50 people crammed in there, many of them wearing your thermals, and all of them about to enjoy a lunch, courtesy of your generosity. It's also important, I think, to remember that even as winter draws to a close, that the problem doesn't end, and that we do need to try to keep the problems of homelessness in the forefront of consciousness, particularly at this point in time when the state legislature begins to undertake the sausage-making process of creating a new state budget. Now is the time to get in touch with your legislators and demand that they fully fund shelters and the other needs required to allow people in Boston to get through their lives with at least a modicum of dignity. So, thank you very much. This has been a profoundly moving experience for me personally. It's really redeemed what was really a sucky winter up here. Asking for money doesn't come easily for me. It's not something I've really ever done before. But one thing that's made this easier is that it has been a completely grassroots effort. There's been absolutely no overhead. Every dime that you've given me is going directly into a belly with no middleman or anything else. So again, thank you all very much. Spring is right around the corner. Love you all. Peace.